you know, it's funny because you'll hear people say, yeah, like, and I'm just gonna throw some names out there, no harm or no disrespect intended to these individuals, but like they would say, Justin Bieber was discovered on this day. Um, Such and such was discovered on that day. T.I. was discovered, or Lil Wayne was discovered by a baby or whatever. That's not true. Talent is never discovered. It's always exposed.
Exposed.
Because Wayne knew he had that talent. Justin Bieber knew he had that talent. Usher knew he had that talent. It was just a matter of time till they ran across the right individual with the right exposure or the right connections who could actually take the time, the patience, the networking, the grooming, and the mindset to implant in the individual to expose the talent. See, when you discover something, that's something nobody ever knew about. If somebody could sing and they get a record deal, somebody knew that person had that talent. They just didn't know the right person to supersede the talent. That's why people get deals, marketing deals, distribution deals, because they know, look, I got talent. All I need now is for this talent to be exposed, to the masses. It's not about discovering, like, oh yeah, I didn't discovering mean you gotta do walk around and he don't never talk. And one day you playing the piano and he just break out singing and he's singing like Usher. That's discovering. However, we know talent doesn't flow like that. Talent is not something that is discovered. Talent is something that is exposed. Because you can't discover talent. You can only expose it. Because now an individual can discover it, but it's not discovered to humanity because the person with the talent always knew they had it. They just wasn't around the right person to expose it. That's like people say with me, filming and inspiring or whatever. It was like, oh yeah, Wanza was discovered on this day. No, I always knew I had it. It's just that in my case, I took the time to expose my own talent, whether it was comedy, rap, hand making clothes, videos, movies, pictures, all that stuff. I dominate in. We dominate in. My little brother, like he 21, man. I'm in my late 30s. Imagine where he gonna be at, as long as he stay consistent, persistent, keep his hard work, his dedication, his motivation, and stay, out of the way. It's by the nature of numbers, man. If he do this for 20 years, how can he not be good? You keep perfecting your talent and your craft. And it's funny because when I look at people like, we watched the Lil Wayne documentary today. Man, like I told you, the road to success is the same road, right? It's just that people have different pathways to get there. Like, say success is their house right there, right? Everybody knows success is right there. However, on my journey, my thorns might be right here. You know what I'm saying? It might be a hole right there. You know what I'm saying? It might be traffic coming. So I see somebody else going that way. He might dodge. When he go across the street, it might not be no cars coming. However, when I come back, it might be a traffic jam. The traffic jam might be drugs. The traffic jam might be sickness. The traffic jam might be court. You know what I'm saying? The traffic jam might be haters. It's just, everybody has their own story of how they got to a point in which they deem themselves to be successful. If it was a paycheck, it's a paycheck. If it's a numbers, it's numbers. If it's a certain pinnacle of success, like, oh, okay, I became #1 on YouTube, that was it for me or whatever. The money is gonna come. Trust me. If you do what you do and you get good at it, and you be the best you can be, and you stay and you perfect your craft, you home in on, it's a no-brainer. It's gonna work. And see, another thing is this: a lot of people have been reluctant to say, yeah, well, wanted to do this, that, and the third, but he ain't been doing it long enough. You can't determine that because my work ethic is 100 or a million times more than the average person. You know, they might film 1 or 2 and study film for 10 years and then, you know, finally get to a point where they say, well, yeah, I'm here now. Whereas with me, I go hard all day, every day, so it ain't take me but 2 years. And here's the thing. People say, well, yeah, it would take the average person 10 years to get on. That's true. Every overnight success is about 10 years in the making. However, look at Michael Jordan, for instance. Michael Jordan got cut from basketball his 11th grade year in high school. However, he went 12th grade year, he ended up getting a scholarship to the University of North Carolina. He ended up getting drafted to the Chicago Bulls and went on to be the greatest basketball player ever. But then again, you take people like Kobe, who played all his life and skipped college. You know what I mean? But it was his preparation from all them years in all those different countries, playing basketball, rigorous training, the mindset, having great parents, that propelled him to the point where he could forego college. You know, and there ain't been but a few of them. Garnett, Kobe, Moses Malone. What's the dude that played for the Lakers? The youngest dude that ever.
Oh, Andrew Bynum.
People don't even know.
LeBron
James. Andrew Bynum was younger than Kobe going into the league. He was the youngest player ever to go in the NBA at like 17 and some months.
Like 2 months.
Something like that. You know what I mean? LeBron James. You know, so there is no line of how long you have to be persistent in order to perfect your craft. That's based on the individual, the hard work and determination they put into perfecting their craft. Only after that can others determine this guy is ready. You can't determine it on your own because he could have got cut. People say, man, he ain't ready yet. That's why they redshirt freshmen. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's incredibly good, skill-wise, but his mindset ain't there yet. He has the talent, but he gonna crack under pressure. His mind ain't right yet. You know, let's home in on him real quick. Let's sit him down. Let's give him a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Let's put his body through some training. Yeah, he's sweet and all that, but he can't take no hit from them linebackers from Oklahoma. Or he can't take no hit from them linebackers from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and the funny thing about the United States is great people can come from everywhere. However, geographically, they know, especially sports, geographically, they know the best boxers come out of the Midwest. This is a fact. You know what I'm saying? The best baseball players are usually Spanish. I mean, it's just a fact. Now, you have good African-American baseball players. You have good European-American baseball players. But the best baseball players are usually Hispanic. Same thing with soccer. Golf.
Anything.
Anything is a geographical standard. Not across the board, but basically based on that particular area and what they breed. Like Alabama is known for breeding good football players, period. On Sundays and Saturdays in Alabama, there's nothing going on. People either playing football or watching it. And basically they're watching it because the people playing in the game. You know what I'm saying? And you go in a restaurant in Alabama on a Saturday or Sunday, I mean, you got some fraternizing, some people socializing, but hey man, basically football is serious in Alabama. I'm talking about real serious. It's so serious, in fact, they breed nothing, I ain't gonna say nothing but they breed a lot of winners. They got high school football stadiums and fields look like a lot of big colleges or, you know, some semi-pro team football fields because they are that serious about football. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just geographically, that's how it is. And you come to Richmond, you know, you got 1 or 2 powerhouse teams. I mean, you know, football, Verona, Hermitage, Lee Davis, Highland Springs. You know what I'm saying? We all know that they are dominant programs in this area for what they do. We're not talking as far as nationally, but locally, Verona's always good. Highland Springs is always good. In right. I mean, not right. Hermitage is always good, and Lee Davis is always good. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they breed. That is their that's their niche, so to say. And then when you go to Petersburg has always got a good basketball team. Then you got that other school up in D.C. Named, what is it? Booker T. Williams. I mean, what is it? Booker T. Washington. Yeah. Booker T. Washington always has a good basketball team. You know, and it's based upon that's their recruiting. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's their niche. That's like Duke, North Carolina. It's certain programs that, I mean, they have all kinds of sports programs, but they know Duke is known for basketball. Now they got lacrosse and all that stuff. Good programs because it's a, you know, powerhouse university. But it's known straight up
for basketball.
Straight up for basketball. It's like VCU now. Shout out to Shaka Smart. You know what I mean? And the last coach, I forget his name. I forget that brother name. He at Oklahoma now. He came from VCU. You know, VCU now has begun to be a powerhouse in basketball, and they just moved from the CAA to the Atlantic 10, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know they taking steps towards, you know, being into a bigger conference, more televised views, and a higher level of competition. So when they do make it to the Elite 8, Sweet 16, Final Four, they all year long they've been playing against quote unquote elite competition instead of blowing people out in the CAA and then getting to the final dance and, you know, things don't work out favorably for them. So, but you know, over here at this team, man, we salute success, man. We don't, you know, shout out to Eric Mena, man. We hope you get better. We hope Oklahoma keep you, man, because, you know, you definitely you know, a model for progression, for prosperity, for success. You know, are you a role model? I don't know. I don't know anything about his personal life. You know what I mean? I do know he's human. He's susceptible to making mistakes, and that's his business. However, as a athlete, he is a role model because he did go to college, he finished, and he went on to the NBA, and he's doing some, you know, good things. So you got to salute that brother. Another shout out to Kevin Durant. I didn't know he was from PG County. You know what I'm saying? Up there in Maryland, you know, the DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. You know, that brother doing big things. You know, shout out to anybody doing something productive, man. You know, whether it's basketball or whether you're a maid, man. You know what I'm saying? If you living your life, you know, and you're not worrying about other people, you're trying to be inspiring and mister. I want to say right there. You know, you trying to be inspiring and motivational, you know, and help others, man, you know. That speaks volumes about your character, man, and about, you know, what you do, why you do it, and how you do it. You know, regardless of what people say, man, because you're going to have people always trying to smite you and backbite you and show some bitterness and you know, and just, you know, be 100% negative when you're trying to be positive. You know,